morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as John mentioned. Hey, it's another heaping helping of Steve's favorite weather this morning, so take your towel with her, get your bug spray out. You may need an umbrella later on this afternoon, and just enjoy it.
Yeah, we love that sticky humidity, don't we? Yeah, before you get to your car, you got Niagara Falls falling out of your forehead and tripping off your eyebrows. And if you got a mustache, it drips off of that, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Yeah, you love this part of the year. This is the time of year that your middle high sets up out there in the Atlantic and lets no cool air in. No drop in the jet stream that brings the cool air in. And you just suffer day after day after day. And I've seen it go well into October before it lets up.
Hey, 90 degrees in Christmas.
There you go. And we got several hurricanes, well, not hurricanes yet, tropical systems.
Depressions, yes, they're out there.
Brewing out there in the Atlantic as we speak. The ones that start out directly toward us, those are the ones you want because they will curve out to sea.
Yes.
The ones that go due west, those are the ones you got to worry about. Because they eventually curve up and they go, okay, according to my map, Southern Pines is 108 degrees that way. Okay, we know which way to go now.
Mm-hmm. They have a compass, do they?
Because we barely skirted a big weather bullet last week. Or when was it? Last week.
Yeah,
last Thursday.
Last weekend, right.
So anyway, we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, the weather for us here in the Sand Hills area, partly cloudy, high of 90, dew point 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, 70 for a low. Tomorrow, even worse, 91 for a high. Still, the dew points. You might see a little dip in the dew point down to like 69, 68, but
a dip, huh?
Not likely.
Okay.
And then for the remainder of the next 7 days beyond that, we got the same forecast, our Groundhog Day forecast, partly cloudy, isolated thunderstorms, and highs around 90. Boy. Right now around the Sand Hills, oh yeah, some dew points around 70. Right now, winds are southeast of 7, visibility 3 statute miles, pressure is 30-27, dew point 70, humidity maxed at 100%. It's foggy and 70 right now here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 33 past the hour. Okay.
Are we still selling houses?
Of course we are.
Oh,
That's why this morning's program is brought to you by Weichert Realtors, Town and Country. Whether you're ready to buy or sell now or even a year from now, call the experts at Weichert's to get the service you deserve when buying or selling your home. Weichert Realtors, Town and Country, 910-235-3685. That's 235-3685.
And the market's moving pretty good. I can attest to that personally.
Well, with interest rates trending down, now is a good time to buy.
Yes.
A lot of refi going on also. Also, Southern Angels Donuts. While we're sleeping, the Angels were baking fresh heavenly donuts. Southern Angel Donuts, Olmsted Village Shopping Center, open 6A to 5P.
Hey, and one of you guys out there is buying my apple fritters, and you better stop it.
Time you get there, they're all gone.
I went in there, and they were gone.
Maybe they need to bake a few more.
I guess.
We talked about it too much, and poof, they go off the shelf. All right, 7:34 past the hour, and let's look at our audio this morning. The movie It, Chapter 2. It, Chapter 1 sucked, but why not make it Chapter 2?
Sure. Bad enough.
Those tough, dumb Americans will go watch it.
Well, they go watch Adam Sandler, so why not?
Well, it's the number one movie at the box office. That's what's disturbing.
Jeez.
It features one very scary clown. There are past clowns in this world. See how good the Colonel's memory is.
Oh, no.
Can you name these 6 clowns in this montage?
Probably not.
Let's see if you can. Here's number 1.
In the rocket ship I soar, I explore the ocean floor, but you must know I'll never go unless you come along.
No clue.
No clue?
Nope.
Bozo, the clown.
That's Bozo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
Play a little song and before your eyes, up will come McDonald's fried guys.
Can you smell this?
That's the McDonald's, Ronald McDonald.
That's right.
Okay, that one, I heard the name, so.
Circus Georgie. There's peanuts and popcorn. Pop, 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 pop.
Nope.
Pennywise.
Oh, that's Pennywise. Well, I've never watched any of those movies, so. That's the original one. That's Tim Curry. Now that you said it, I recognize his voice. That's the original.
Here's the next one.
Hey, whoa! Wasn't that great, kids?
Oh, that's the one off of The Simpsons, but I can't think of it. Krusty the Clown?
That's it.
That's just a wild guess. Okay.
Couple of more.
Some dumb clown.
You're not that dumb.
I wish I could say the same thing about you.
No, didn't ring any bells.
Baskets the clown.
Baskets.
Played by Zach Galifianakis, who never said a funny line in his life.
I don't. What movie was that from?
But thinks he's a comic actor.
Oh, okay.
And the last one is Bobcat Goldthwait doing it.
Clown's a bad name.
What a morning.
No, I don't.
Shakes the clown.
Shakes. Okay. All right.
Never would have gotten that. Time for today's relationship tip. Okay. All right, we'll just give you the tip.
Time for today's relationship tip. Marry a guy who says things like this. I'm proud of you. I can't believe you're mine. You're right, sweetie. I was wrong. You can do it, baby. Oh, and you stay here. I'll go get the tacos. And that's today's relationship tip.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know if I want to take that one.
And for those of you driving down, say, 211, toward West End or even toward Pinehurst,
All right.
and there's a guy stuck in the left lane
Oh, okay.
who won't get the frig out of the way, who thinks the left lane is for just driving in, not passing, but driving in. You ask yourself, what is he thinking? Here's what he's thinking.
And now, what the person in the car next to you is thinking.
All I want is a simple life. I want to wake up late, sip on coffee, and read old books. I also want a spaceship and a pet dragon. Hey, use your blinker, dorkwad.
That was what the person in the car next to you was thinking.
There you go.
Probably true. Or not far off.
They had on the news last night a video of a guy in a Tesla with the auto drive was engaged.
Oh, good.
And the passenger as well as the driver were sound asleep.
Mm-hmm.
He was hunched over forward, asleep, going 55 miles an hour on the highway in L.A. And with the Tesla and auto drive.
All right. That's where we're going. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. There's no car made in the world that's 100% autonomous.
Right. True.
So, die at your own peril, but don't take us out with you.
Yeah, well, that's the point. You got, well, I don't know. You got all this junk, and it's not there yet. It's not ready. And that is not ready.
Place we haven't gone in a while, inside a woman's head. We'll just go there for 30 seconds today. This is called I'm Engaged.
And now it's time for another episode of 30 Seconds Inside a Woman's Head.
Well, I'm engaged. He asked me this weekend, should I be bothered he didn't get down on one knee? Should I be concerned that then he joked about having a trick knee and that his name is Thomas, but he never wants to be called Tom or Tommy? Always Thomas. I mean, that's going to be a lifetime of not being able to shorten it when I call his name. Thomas. The things I think about after I'm blinded by a ring. I mean love. Yeah, love.
And that was another episode of 30 Seconds Inside a Woman's Head.
Oh, dear. Thomas also rhymes with Thomas.
Happy birthday today to Bill O'Reilly. He's 70. Think we'll celebrate with some phone pranking. This is an actual call made to a gym using audio from Bill O'Reilly's old show.
It's a great day to get into, but this is Genevieve. How may I help you?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Now, what is it exactly that you do?
What do I do? As a service representative?
Yes.
I work at the front desk, and I make sure that people check in before they go and work out, and make sure that everyone's...
Do you have a roommate, by the way?
I'm sorry, I don't think that that's an appropriate question to ask.
Is it tough being you?
It's really tough.
There's no words there.
I said it was tough.
You got you naked running around?
No, I'm definitely clothed.
All right. I am also sure you have some kind of sexual hang-up.
No need to get rude.
All of those are troubling questions.
I have
Whatever
to
it is, it's not right.
Very taxing job right now.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Good night, sir.
People actually fall for that, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to put the best foot forward, but when it gets a little south of the appropriate line, they bail. Then there's a guy who does a very good Donald Duck impression, and he uses it to prank a telemarketer.
This ought to be good.
And now the video's going viral. Here you go.
Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Is this the real Donald?
Yes, I'm Donald. This is Donald Sizemore. Who are you?
This is Laura from the Vegan Pharmacy. I'm calling with regards of your medication.
Oh, no. Am I in trouble? Hello? Are you there? I can't hear you. Hello? I don't touch anybody, can you? Hello?
That's pretty good. I wish I could do that.
Practice.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody asked parents what toy they played with as a kid that their kids also played with. I have the number one answer here in front of me.
The number one, that their kids also, Slinky, I don't know.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. Well, that was close. That was all made by the same people.
Remember the old Play-Doh ad?
Yes, I do.
From 81?
Play-Doh. They love it. That's because they can do so much with it. You're the Play-Doh boy. Right. Kids love to squish it and squash it and roll it. But most of all, kids like Play-Doh because they can make anything they imagine. I remember you. I remember you, too.
rye dough.
Yeah.
Cornstarch.
And the number 2 most popular toy amongst parents and children.
Silly putty. I don't
know. Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
From the 1960s.
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. It's such fun to do and so easy. Take any fruit or vegetable. Just stick in eyes, then ears, and then the mouth. You can make the funniest looking people in the whole world. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head come in $1 and $2 sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they...
we give you nickels worth of plastic, and you pay us $1 or $2.
Yeah, those were made up in Providence, Rhode Island. They got Mr. Potato Heads all over Rhode Island.
A 27-year-old guy in Canada got attacked by a black bear. Tried to reason with it. Not a good thing to do.
Don't feed the bears.
Says he looked the bear in the eye and said, "You don't want to do this." No, with black bear, you do not lay down because they will take you as a dinner and eat you. And with black bear, you find a weapon close by and fight for your life if it should attack you. Otherwise, just let them know you're there, yo bear thing, and usually they'll run away.
Yeah, most of it depends on what time of the year and all that kind of stuff, but you know, black bear is usually long gone. You won't ever know it's there.
Yeah.
As soon as they recognize you, boom, they disappear. But every now and then, you know, they get a little older. You know, a big boar black bear weighs about 300-400 pounds. Yeah, they can be a little forward, you know, and you get into their space, their territory, and they don't want to move off of it. And, you know, yeah, they can get aggressive. And, you know, one of the things is a black bear will kill an animal. There's some YouTube videos out there, etc. Black bear will jump on a deer or a smaller animal and eat it. They will eat meat. No, you know, they're not just berry eaters.
Yeah. So leave them alone.
Yes.
Anyway, this guy said you don't have to do this, and I guess it worked because he survived with just a scratch mark on his back and arm. Here's the guy.
We're literally like an arm length away. I keep on turning around and it's following me, and I was just, this is where I'm going to die. Like, that was my first thought, was this is where I'm dying. I stared it in the eye for a second, and I said, you don't got to do this, and we kind of just looked at each other and continued.
So did they make a 30 seconds inside a bear's head in response to this? You don't want to do this. Yes, he does.
Well, we got wacky millennials living in Australia, too. Here's a guy in Australia taking his time trying to remove a massive spider that frightened his girlfriend so much she jumped onto the countertop. He stomps on the floor to see if it will move toward her. He also seems to have acquired her lab. Now, this is the fun and the life of millennials.
I've been waiting for this moment all week. I knew he was in the house somewhere, but... What am I meant to do? You're in there with all the stuff. I'm not going near him because he'll run.
Ever again.
Yes. You could have a relationship like that.
Well,
be thankful.
That's down in Australia. They have some of the most poisonous, deadly animals down there. And
everything down there kills you.
Yes, I wouldn't fool around with a spider. It might be deadly.
Isn't the spider's a snake? They got everything.
Yeah.
If it will kill you, it's there. One of the deadliest creatures on the face of the earth, the little blue octopus. And when I say little, it's about half the size of your thumb.
Yeah, great.
It's small. And hides in the rock out in the ocean. as you walk through it. And if you happen to step on one, they hit you, you're dead.
Great.
The poison is that strong. Oh, the fun of being in Australia. Remember the little kid last week who used the money he'd saved for Disney World to feed Hurricane Dorian evacuees? Went out and bought the food and put it up for free there on his street. Well, Disney heard about it. Now they're sending him on a huge Disney World vacation. They surprised him on his birthday right after he did an interview with Good Morning America.
Hi! Are you Jermaine? Yes, ma'am. We have a big surprise for you. Do you guys want to follow me out here? All right, come on out.
Mickey came out, I was just really happy.
Mickey Mouse and his gang heard that your original plan was to spend your birthday at Walt Disney World. As a gift to you, we want you to come enjoy a getaway at the Walt Disney World Resort later this month.
Really excited because I wanted to go to Disney in a long time. Be strong, and if you do good things, you will be rewarded.
Well, that was nice of them.
Yeah. They didn't have to do anything.
No.
Christian, I'm a Jerk Bell. You remember Christian Bell? The guy that gave you this little clip?
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
That jerk. Played Batman. And, he played, he's such a great actor. This is how he talked through the whole Batman. Lisping every word and talking so you barely hear him at all.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to understand what he's saying.
Well, he was disguising his voice. He didn't want to know he was Batman. Bruce Wayne and Batman, they spoke differently.
Well, that was the Batman voice.
Yeah, okay.
I ain't Batman.
The Batman.
Yeah, anyway, thank goodness he's gone. It says that Robert Pattinson is an interesting choice to play Batman. Yeah, he can talk. He's not a jerk. He doesn't yell at the stagehand and go,
Oh, good for you.
because you're so much superior to him. And he has one piece of advice for Robert. Be able to pee by yourself. Obviously, not all superhero suits are created equal in that department. Christian said he offered the same advice to Ben Affleck.
Robert Pattinson as Batman, what do you think?
Oh, good. Yeah, good choice. He's interesting.
What's your advice to him slipping into that suit?
Oh, same as for Ben, just be able to pee by yourself. You don't feel much like a superhero when you can't take a piss.
Yeah, more brilliance from Mr.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? We're talking. Oh, let's see. Kelly Clarkson talk show premiered yesterday. Dwayne Johnson filled in for Kevin Hart after his wreck. He did some obligatory jokes about Kevin's size while talking about the wreck.
I spoke with Kevin. I actually refer to him as my son. I connected with him today, and you know what? These things happen in life, and thankfully he was strapped in nicely to his car seat, so I think that everything...
Oh, my God, I love you!
Listen, I'm only kidding. We spoke to the pediatrician, and he said... he's doing very well. He is bummed he couldn't be here, as you know. But look, I love the guy. He's one of my best friends, and honestly, I mean, thank God it could have been a lot worse. So he's a lucky man, and I'm so happy he's, and he knows it too. And I wish him the best and speedy recovery. And I'm going to see him soon.
All righty. Well, last night's what?
Well, he's just laughing at the guy's car wreck, and I'm not sure.
Too soon.
Well, to be honest, I read the thing, and there was all kinds of problems. He wasn't strapped in. He didn't have the appropriate safety equipment and all that kind of stuff. So they had to fuse 3 vertebrae in his back. So that was pretty bad. 700 and something horsepower rebuilt sports car, 70s sports car or something.
Yeah.
And, he promptly drove it into a ditch. So.
Well, he wasn't driving.
Oh, he wasn't the driver?
Mm-mm.
He was in the back seat?
Well, he was in the passenger seat.
Passenger seat, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not sure that's...
Kind of like that guy from, I forget his name, from Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
He was in a car like you're
Right.
talking about. It was a newer car, but all souped up, and the guy was driving and killed both of them.
Yeah, there's a market for these cars, etc. But people don't know how to drive them.
Well, where are you going to drive a car with that much muscle?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, on the highway.
Yeah.
With the rest of us.
Well, the Colonel watched all the football games from the weekend. He thought they all sucked. Well, he forgot to watch the one last night. Last night, Monday Night Football doubleheader started off with a nail-biter as the New England Saints beat the Houston Texans 30-28. The Texans had scored a go-ahead TD with less than a minute to play, but Drew Brees and the Saints were able to make it to the field goal range and left it up to Will Lutz to attempt the longest ever field goal. He missed one earlier in the game. Here's how it ended.
Will Lutz, based on that hold from Morstead, it would be from 58. His career long is 57. Can he put the cape on his back and become a hero here for these fans? 58-yard attempt for the win! Got it!
Yeah, sorry I missed it. The New Orleans Saints. You called them the New England Saints.
Oh.
But
You never heard they're moving?
No, they moved. Oh, no, there's two teams in New England. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just got too crowded there for just one Tom Brady.
Well, who were they playing? The Texans or
The Texans.
Texans. I don't know. I'm not I've always been an East Coast guy, so my focus isn't out there. Never been to the Superdome, so.
From the late night boys, let's see how much time I got. Yeah, we got time.
Oh, this is good news. Kevin Hart has reportedly entered physical therapy and is taking baby steps to a full recovery. Right? Or as Kevin calls them, steps. Short jokes. I'll do them all day.
Apple was caught breaking a Chinese labor law to build its latest iPhone. People in China were shocked. They were like, wait, we have labor laws?
U.S. News & World Report has released its annual ranking of America's best universities, with Princeton coming in first. And when they heard the news, Princeton students partied deep into the afternoon.
The feds want Felicity Huffman to do a month in prison for her involvement in the college admissions scandal. Huffman responded by saying, how about 50 grand, we forget the whole thing, huh?
A 73-year-old woman in India is now believed to be the oldest person to ever give birth after having twins this weekend via C-section. The woman is doing fine, but she's definitely going to wait a few years before trying for more kids.
Maybe you ought to do with Felicity. You say, okay, let's see how much it's worth to you to not go to jail.
Well,
let's start at $10 million.
Well, they already she got a huge fine too, didn't she? Didn't she get several $1 million fine?
I don't know.
I forget. There's been so much weirdo stuff going on.
Wasn't enough to cover the cost, but
probably not. But yeah, month in jail. Nonviolent crime.
I think the fine was something like $250,000. It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that big? Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. But they're going to send her to some hotel prison. She's not,
If they send her at all. They're asking for probation. And they're saying if she wasn't a celebrity, she'd get probation.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Putting them in jail. All
right, we'll just charge you a new library at the school. It's 8 o'clock. Here comes all your latest News, sports, and weather.
Good morning, everyone. Waking up to mostly cloudy skies in some locations and overcast in others. Later this afternoon, it's partly cloudy, warm, and muggy with only a 20% chance for a late-day shower or a storm. The high temperature in the mid to upper 80s. Tonight is mostly clear. The lows in the mid to upper 60s. And then tomorrow, it's all about high pressure, partly cloudy. It's hot. It's humid. At this point, no mention of any storms. The highs in the mid-80s to about 90 degrees. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The campaigner-in-chief says there's a lot riding on today's special election in North Carolina.
Dan Bishop, everyone, get out and vote.
President Trump was on the campaign trail last night promoting Republican congressional candidate Dan Bishop for North Carolina's vacant 9th congressional district seat. At a rally in Fayetteville, Trump warned supporters his administration's gains hang in the balance.
The radical Democrats want to dismantle, demolish, and destroy everything that you've gained.
Opposing Bishop in today's special election is Democrat Dan McCready, a 36-year-old former Marine Corps captain who served in Iraq. I'm Mike Rossian.
On September 11, 2001, American Airlines pilot Beverly Bass was flying a jetliner from Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris to Chicago's O'Hare. When Islamic extremists crashed airliners into New York's World Trade Center, Bass and other pilots diverted their aircraft to Gander, Newfoundland, effectively doubling that town's population.
And we showed up in a 3-hour time frame with nearly 7,000 passengers and crew. So, they really had to go into an emergency mode of operation. Every stove in Gander was turned on. They cooked 285,000 meals during those 5 days. They were served to the passengers. They got 3 hot meals a day. That tiny community that we landed in, that opened their hearts and their homes to every single one of us.
The incredible events of those 5 days detailed in a new Fathom Events documentary titled You Are Here, which will be in theaters tomorrow. The FDA accusing vaping giant Juul Labs of illegally pitching its products as a safer alternative to smoking. Wall Street this morning, stock futures in the red, Dow futures down 35 points, S&P futures off 7. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I couldn't sleep at night. All I could think about was my credit card debt.
I knew I couldn't get a loan, so the thought of owning a home or a new car seemed totally out of the question.
I was afraid to answer the phone, and I dreaded the mail.
It just felt like my credit card debt was this deep pool, and I was just drowning in it.
This might be you right now, and you should know you're not alone.
There is hope.
Right now, certified counselors at Trinity Debt Management are standing by and ready to help you, not judge you.
One call to 1-800-990-6976, and you'll find hope to live your life out from under the weight of credit card debt.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment.
Put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
If your debt has you down, we should talk. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
The incoming head of the European Commission officially announcing her team of commissioners.
In Brussels today, it's got the feel of the Oscar nominations morning in Los Angeles. This is a massive deal here because the European Commission is the organization that effectively runs the EU day to day. And we know the names of who's going to be in the Commission, all 27 of them who will work with Ursula von der Leyen as the president. What we're waiting for today is to find out what portfolios they've got, and that's always a big issue of national pride.
The BBC's Adam Fleming in Brussels. An Iranian female soccer fan has died after setting herself on fire outside a court after learning she may have to serve a 6-month prison sentence. Her crime, trying to enter a soccer stadium. The tragic death drawing an outcry among some soccer stars in Iran, women banned from soccer stadiums in that country. News and analysis at townhall.com. You think there might be a link between America's love of snack foods and rising rates of obesity?
Food experts are paying close attention to what the change in snack attacks might mean for health and obesity. They know that snacking habits in the U.S. have changed in recent decades. About 90% of Americans now say they eat between meals, but during the 70s, that number was just 60%. U.S. health officials are reviewing scientific research on eating frequency, but grappling with the broad definition of snacking, which could be a 100-calorie apple between meals or a 500-calorie frappuccino that just packs on the calories. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Attorneys general from 48 states, along with Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia, now investigating whether Google's huge online search and advertising business is engaging in monopolistic behavior. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Being overweight is the #1 health problem in America today. It leads to so many avoidable health issues. If you have a weight problem and finally want to do something about it, then do what I did and participate in the Transforming You Weight Loss Program, offered by Dr. Sharon Wright at Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes. It's a customized, physician-assisted program based on your body type and your goals. A healthier, more vibrant, spirited, and slimmer you emerges. Now, I lost 25 pounds in the first month and 50 pounds to date. That keeps me motivated. Now, the program is easy to follow. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and if I can do it, you can do it. Give Dr. Wright a call and set up your no-charge consultation about the Transforming You Weight Loss Program at 910-673-2225. That's White Chiropractic at 673-2225.
Carolina Power and Generators in Carthage reminds you that hurricane season has officially arrived. An average hurricane season brings 4 to 8 hurricanes and 2 to 4 major hurricanes. Carolina Power and Generators serves Moore and the Sandhills area with Generac, the #1 brand in residential standby generators. When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Last year in Moore County alone, 4 out of 5 people lost power for up to 8 days. Carolina Power and Generators provides 24-hour service supplying power within seconds, whether you're home or away. You get Generac's maintenance plans, low interest financing, and special warranties. Let the generator guys help you be prepared for this hurricane season. Go online to CarolinaGeneratorsInc.com, visit their Facebook, or call 910-241-4677. That's 910-241-4677.
Cooper Ford in Carthage is your hometown dealer. Hometown folks who do what they say they're going to do, when and how they say they're going to do it. It's all part of the Cooper Ford promise. And owner Aaron Cooper wants you to know that when you buy a vehicle from Cooper Ford, they're in it for the long haul. Cooper Ford will be with you every step of the way. They'll help you choose the vehicle that's right for you at a price that's right for your budget. And Cooper Ford's commitment doesn't stop there. This long-haul commitment includes certified service after the sale. At Cooper Ford, they know that your time and money is precious, and they promise not to waste either. In fact, they'll lose money if they have to. But from start to finish, Cooper Ford is in it for the long haul. You can't buy a new Ford for less anywhere else in the Sandhills, guaranteed. So come to Cooper Country today, just a few short minutes from the traffic circle off 15501 in Carthage. Start shopping today by visiting Cooper Ford on the web at cooperford.net. Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. President Donald Trump campaigned in Fayetteville last night for Republican congressional candidate Dan Bishop. Bishop is challenging Democrat Dan McCready for the open seat in the state's 9th congressional district in the last election of the 2018 midterms. Mr. Trump got the crowd going with a talk about the wall.
Tomorrow is your chance to send a clear message to the America-hating left, and it's got to be. And by the way, we're building that wall, and it's going up very big.
Voters in the 3rd Congressional District head to the polls today to decide who will fill the seat left vacant by the death of Congressman Walter Jones. The president was briefed aboard Air Force One on the storm damage in the state caused by Hurricane Dorian after bad weather Monday forced officials to scrap a helicopter tour he planned to take with Governor Roy Cooper to get a first-hand look. On the runway at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point in Havelock, Cooper described Dorian's impact on the state to Mr. Trump.
This is the 3rd hurricane that has crossed the coast of North Carolina in less than 3 years. So this is something that we take very seriously.
The Senate has returned from their recess, and the conversation is back on gun control as Democrats are urging their Republican counterparts to pass new legislation. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes has more.
Democrats are certainly making a full-court press. They're holding news conferences and hearings and sending a letter to the president urging him to put more pressure on his own party. But even the president has backed off of his early calls for much stronger background checks.
Farmers in Beaufort County are speaking out about how Hurricane Dorian affected their farms. Farmer Darren Armstrong tells WITN News try to harvest crops from the storm.
We were working on that up until the storm. We didn't quite finish.
You're listening to NCN News.
You're no stranger to hard work. If you were, you wouldn't be here. But is here really where you want to be? Whether you're done just making ends meet, ready to start a new career, or want to go farther in the one you have, North Carolina community colleges are ready for you. They have the courses, real-world learning opportunities, and partnerships with local businesses to get you the education you need and the career you want. Stop settling. Choose a higher education focused on getting you hired. North Carolina Community Colleges, your higher education.
The annual Big Tailgate Tour, driven by Continental Tire, is on the road again.
When ECU hosts William & Mary on September 21st, find our Continental Tire Toss at Stadium Sports, where 14th Street meets Charles Boulevard near Downey-Ficklin Stadium.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
North Carolina Republican lawmakers are continuing to advance chunks of a spending plan vetoed by Governor Roy Cooper that they believe can win bipartisan support. The House and Senate Appropriations Committee plans meetings today to discuss many budget legislation. New details are emerging on the controversy over how Air Force One crews chose the travel arrangements. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes has more.
Democrats are going to be looking into the Air Force's use of an airport near the president's Turnberry Resort in Scotland. Stops by Air Force planes at nearby Prestwick Airport have increased. The Trump Organization and the airport made a deal back in 2014 to send air crews to the resort for a discounted rate. The president has denied knowing about the stops, and the Air Force now says the visits were allowable but may not have been advisable.
There are cries of shame on you in Britain's parliament, with lawmakers clashing with the Prime Minister over Brexit.
Fury at a Prime Minister forcing Parliament to adjourn for most of the time remaining before Brexit. Boris Johnson defiant in turn.
No matter how many devices this Parliament invents to tie my hands, I will strive to get an agreement in the national interest.
The opposition accusing him of
shutting down Parliament to avoid a government being held to account.
But they'll try. Before adjourning, lawmakers passed a bill ordering Johnson to hand over private, potentially explosive documents about his Brexit plans. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
North Carolina transportation officials may make an announcement about U.S. Highway 421, which washed out almost a year ago under Hurricane Florence's torrential rains. Officials also will discuss lessons learned from extreme storms during a news conference today in Wilmington. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good morning, everyone. We do have the potential to wake up to mostly cloudy skies, maybe an overcast, not on a widespread basis. Later this afternoon, everybody has partly cloudy skies. It's warm and muggy, and we're going to go for about a 20% chance for a late-day storm, the high in the mid to upper 80s. Tonight is mostly clear, staying warm. The morning low on Wednesday will be in the mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow is partly cloudy. It's hot. It's humid. Our highs in the mid 80s to about 90 degrees. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, it's foggy, 72 degrees, humidity 94%, dew point 70, pressure 30, winds to northeast at 6, visibility still at 4 statute miles. It's 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Tuesday morning. Over the weekend, deputies with the assistance of Robbins Police responded to a residence in Robbins for a reported domestic assault. When deputies arrived on the scene, they found a male subject who was being detained by Robbins Police, had assaulted a female and a minor child in the home. The individuals knew each other, and the crimes was not a random act. As a result of the investigation, they arrested Milford Vega Martinez, 39 of Jackson Springs. Martinez was charged with first-degree burglary, kidnapping, and misdemeanor assault with a deadly weapon. He was confined to the Moore County Detention Center without bond, pending first appearance in district court. Duke Energy said more than 530 customers in Pinehurst lost power after vehicles struck one of the company's utility poles on Monday. The outage was reported around 1:15 near the Cradle at Pinehurst Resort. Residents lost service in the neighborhoods along Beulah Hill and Morganton Roads. Linemen were still working at 2:15 to replace the pole, which snapped in half. Traffic lights were out at the intersection of Morganton Road and Monticello Drive on NC5. All the customers affected were restored by 4 p.m. And a truck that caught on fire also damaged a home Sunday afternoon in Pine Bluff. The Dodge Ram truck was parked in the driveway of the home on Perkins Lane, where neighbors noticed the truck was on fire. The homeowner was inside the home unaware of the fire. The neighbors quickly called 911 and got the homeowner and his dog out of the house. When the first fire units arrived on scene, the truck was engulfed in flames and smoke was in the home. Flames and heat were also damaging the home as the vinyl siding melted away from the house. The firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze, but the truck was a total loss. The home suffered damage too. The truck had just been purchased the week prior and was just sitting in the driveway at the time of the fire. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:16.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. New Orleans kicker Will Lutz nailed 2 field goals from 58 and 47 yards in the final minute of the Saints' 30-28 win over Houston last night, the first game of a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. Lutz giving the Saints a 27-21 lead with 50 seconds to play. Then Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson threw his third scoring strike of the night, a 37-yard pass to Kenny Stills with 37 seconds to go. Lutz called back into action to boot the winning 47-yarder as time expired. The Texans' J.J. Watt says the defense wasted a great game by the offense.
For our offense to give us the lead with whatever it was, 40 seconds left, and to not win that game, that's bad football by us on defense.
In the nightcap, Raiders quarterback Derek Carr downplayed his statistically stellar night in Oakland's 24-16 win over the Broncos. He threw a touchdown on the opening drive and was 22 of 26 on the night for 259 yards. Josh Jacobs ran for 85 yards and 2 scores. He says their offense will surprise a lot of people this season.
I think our offense proved we're a lot better than what people think. And it's crazy because we haven't showcased everything yet.
The offense sans Antonio Brown, who was cut by the Raiders before the Week 1 began and picked up by the Pats. He'll be in for Week 2 against Miami. Also in Boston last night was Big Papi himself.
David Ortiz back on the mound. 3 months after he was shot in the Dominican Republic, he returned to Fenway Park to throw out the first pitch before the Red Sox-Yankees game. He ran up the dugout steps and threw the first pitch to former teammate Jason Varitek, and the crowd went wild. Ortiz was shot in the back June 9th in the Dominican Republic. He was not released from the hospital until July 26th. Dominican police have said Ortiz was not the intended target. Matt Piper, CBS News.
It would have been more fun for the fans in Boston had the Red Sox won the game or maybe even scored a run. The Bronx Bombers blanked Boston 5-0 at Fenway. This is NCN Sports.
There are millions of unused and leftover opioid pills in North Carolina alone, enough to stretch from the mountains to the coast. These powerful prescription pills are contributing to an epidemic that takes 5 lives every day. But there is something more powerful than opioids. All of us. We can take back our extra pills and ask our healthcare providers about alternatives for pain. Together, we can take back our communities. Learn how you can help end the epidemic at morepowerfulnc.org.
Being a Farm Bureau insurance agent means being local. It means insuring your child's first car and standing beside you after a storm. It's more than a business to us. It's a friendship. So call an agent who calls North Carolina home. Because when you need us, we're there. In every county, every day. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
As mentioned earlier, the Yankees blanked the Boston Red Sox 5-0 last night at Fenway. Houston crushed Oakland 15-0, and Cleveland picked up a 6-2 win against the Angels. In the National League, Atlanta 7-2 winners over Philly, while the Mets topped Arizona 3-1. Milwaukee marred Miami 8-3. 6-4 the final. Pittsburgh beating San Francisco, and the Cubs. They were 10-2 winners over San Diego. North Carolina says starting cornerback Patrice Renee will miss the rest of the season with a torn knee ligament. Coach Mac Brown also says starting center Nick Polino is out indefinitely with a lower body injury, but hopes he can return by the end of the season. Brown said Renee tore his right anterior cruciate ligament, that's the ACL. Both he and Polino left the Tar Heels' victory over Miami on Saturday early. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Born in Napoli, Italy, Sal Doria, owner of Fratello's restaurant in Pinehurst, makes his hand-tossed pizza with the passion of a true Italian. Fresh ingredients, homemade mozzarella, and amore. Come in and experience the ambiance of European luxury, hearty cuisine, warm hospitality, and an outstanding wine and beer list. Military families, come in and 15% of your meal is on us. Every Friday and Saturday night from 6:30 to 9:30, Fratello's welcomes Carolina's favorite piano man, Clarence Levine. Feel like staying in tonight? Fratello's has got you covered with Grubhub and DoorDash, so you can simply call in your order and have it delivered to your doorstep. We're located at 9735 U.S. Highway 15501 in Pinehurst, just a few doors down from Hickory Tavern. Fratello's Restaurant, making you fall in love with food all over again.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
This is Vicki Smith at the Village Chapel in Pinehurst. The 10,000 Villages International Craft Fair Sale is back. Artisans' handcrafted products come from 35 countries: Africa, Asia, Mexico, and South America. There's jewelry, blankets, baskets, children's toys, and more. The 10,000 Villages International Craft Fair Sale is Friday, September 13th, 6 to 9 p.m., and Saturday, the 14th, 9 to 2 p.m. Go to 10,000villages.com and the Village Chapel at tvcpinehurst.com.
Opioid addiction is a crisis in Moore and surrounding counties, but there is a local doctor, Francis Corrigan of Solace Health, helping patients in recovery.
At Solace Health, we have had a great deal of success with opioid addiction treatment using medications such as Suboxone on an outpatient basis. Treatment is low cost as we accept all insurance, including North Carolina Medicaid. The treatment occurs in a very pleasant and private outpatient office setting where patients are treated with compassion and dignity. If you or your loved one needs help with opioid addiction or other drug or alcohol problems, please call us to speak to one of our nurses about our treatment program. We also have extensive experience in transitioning patients from methadone programs to Suboxone outpatient treatment.
Solace Health is located at 285 Olmsted Boulevard in Pinehurst. Call 910-295-7246. All calls are confidential. 910-295-7246 or visit recovermore.com. MOORE.
Whether it's fleet maintenance, auto body and collision repair, or scheduled maintenance, Aberdeen Speed Shop can do all of your repairs. You have a choice. All we ask is you come in and meet us and see what we do. We invite you to browse our shop and see the different stages of premium restorations we do for Sandhills classic car owners. The care we put into those restorations and the corresponding trust those owners put in us is also reflected in our Speed Shop maintenance. Reputation is everything in this business, and it starts with getting comfortable with your car doctor. So stop by for an introduction or just to talk cars. Aberdeen Speed Shop, Highway 211 in Aberdeen. Google us or give us a call for directions. 365-9974. That's 365-9974. Once again, 365-9974. Aberdeen Speed Shop. Let's roll.
If you have inflammation, you know how painful it can be. Just imagine how painful it is for your pet, even though they never complain. Anti-inflammatories work, but are even harder on your pet's organs than yours. Thankfully, there's an alternative that more and more people are using to treat pain, but often don't realize is great for pets too. I'm talking about CBD oil and treats from Flowland. Come into Flowland and let's discuss how CBD oil and treats can benefit a range of issues for your pet. Issues like arthritis, anxiety, appetite, digestion, seizures, mood, and more. You shouldn't be paying an arm and a leg for one of nature's most beneficial products. Flowland, your best and most affordable source for CBD products for humans and pets on US 1 North in Aberdeen.
Another fantastic season is about to begin at the historic Temple Theater in Sanford. I'm Peggy Taphorn, producing artistic director, and we are gearing up for our season of more. Now is the time to get your tickets for a season full of more live music, more dancing, and more hits. The season kicks off with the Dickens classic Oliver, followed by the world premiere of Hoagie Carmichael's Stardust Road. In December, we'll serve up another helping of the Church Basement Lady series with the Christmas show, Away in the Basement. There will be more laughs and music all season long, including The Last 5 Years, Steel Magnolias, plus another world premiere of Jason Petty's Every Song Tells a Story, all leading up to Mamma Mia to wrap up the season next spring. The Temple Theater offers the most flexible season ticket packages around. Get 4 tickets to use in any combination you want for just $108, or choose 7 tickets, again, use them in any combination you want for just $175. Visit templeshows.com to get yours today, and we'll see you at the Temple.
Hello, this is Clay Scott from Complete Contractor Services in Pinehurst. When I started my company, I was overwhelmed by all the typical workday tasks: hiring subcontractors, buying materials, writing proposals, payroll, and billing. The list goes on. One thing that always got put off was retirement planning. A good friend introduced me to Michael Gompers with Workplace Financial. Michael offered several innovative financial solutions to fund my retirement that deduct the premiums from our business taxes, and I keep more of my hard-earned money. I met with Michael and implemented his strategies. He's helped my business grow, become a great source of referrals, and we've since become good friends. Call Michael with Workplace Financial at 866-399-0999 to learn more about his financial strategies. I'm sure you will have a great experience too. That's 866-399-0999. And if you ever need contracting services, call Clay Scott at 910-724-3109.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. You remember the True Life movie about Erin Brockovich? She's the one who led the fight against a company that had discharged contaminated wastewater into unlined ponds. Some of it percolated into groundwater. That led to the largest settlement ever paid in a direct action lawsuit in U.S. history, $333 million. All right, let's change the subject. Last night at the school board meeting, we heard some great speakers. One lady stood in front of the board and made one of the most heart-wrenching pleas I've ever heard. She asked him how she was supposed to send a child to Aberdeen Elementary, a child who already had sickle cell anemia, to a school with lead in the dirt on the playground and contaminated groundwater. She was met with complete silence, but after the meeting, 2 of the board members made a beeline for her to try to convince her there's no danger, which of course is a lie. There is a danger, according to their own report. They don't want moms like this speaking out and making public statements. It hurts their cause. NAACP, this mom spoke up on her own, protected her own family. My sincere question is, where are you? I know some of you listen. Where are you? Let me reassure members of the NAACP. You're going to be glad to know this lady's not alone. You may abandon her, but we stand with her. Our hearts are her heart. You see, moms are moms, and we don't care a thing about race. In the Zumwalt Zone.
Good morning, everyone. Waking up to mostly cloudy skies in some locations and overcast in others. Later this afternoon, it's partly cloudy, warm and muggy with only a 20% chance for a late-day shower or a storm. The high temperature in the mid to upper 80s. Tonight is mostly clear. The lows in the mid to upper 60s. And then tomorrow, it's all about high pressure, partly cloudy. It's hot. It's humid. At this point, no mention of any storms. The highs in the mid 80s to about 90 degrees. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the leader man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Everybody up! What day is it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, I hate the Tuesday. Well, back to work.
Are you ready?
I'm running late. I only have time for coffee.
You have time for coffee?
Then you have time to work.
No coffee.
No work.
Where's the coffee pot? I need caffeine today. There you go. Enjoy your coffee.
Now get back to work.
Let's go. All right, showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, and becoming more so as proved by the board last night, the good school board, ignoring the lady with a real issue. But at any rate, get out there, take your walk, but take your umbrella, take a rag to wipe the sweat off your face, because Steve has ordered up some of his favorite weather.
Yeah, that lady, the board sat there in silence because they have to wait for Dr. Bob to tell them it's okay to talk.
Because they have nothing to say, because they're liars and they know
it. That too. We got to get a new board from A to Z, and a new superintendent, and a new construction manager. They got to go. Don't forget, of course, this program being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available right now at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of the page is where the links, top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you're on our website at talk973.com and just want an audio stream, that's available in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages, where it says on the air, listen live. Click it once, you're listening that quick. Now, if you're on a mobile device and you want the video, you fire up your YouTube app and put Mornings with the Leader Man in there. If you're on our mobile device and need our audio stream only, we suggest many streaming services, applications such as TuneIn, iTunes, Streamer. They all work fine, and put WEEB into the search and we'll appear at the top of your results. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills, as the Colonel alluded, hot and sticky for the next 10 days. No relief in sight. Partly cloudy today, 90 for a high. Tonight, 70. Tomorrow, 91. Thursday, we'll mix in a little chance of a thunderstorm. High of 92. Those thunderstorm chances stay with us right on through at least next Monday. Every day, but just a small chance each day. 90 will be roughly the high for each day also, with high humidity. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are northeast of 6, visibility 4 statute miles. Pressure is 30-30, dew point 70. Humidity 96%. It's foggy and 70 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:31 past the hour on this titillating Tuesday morning. Couple of things we need to know. Sarah Palin and her husband Todd are splitting after 31 years of marriage. They're both 55 years old. Todd filed for divorce Friday, citing, quote, incompatibility of temperament between the parties, such that they find it impossible to live together as husband and wife.
Hey, there's hope for you, Steve.
Incompatibility of temperament is basically just irreconcilable differences, which means pretty much whatever it needs to mean. You just want out. And Sarah and Todd only have one minor child, an 11-year-old son, Trig. Okay. Todd is seeking joint custody plus a fair division of assets.
Yeah, she's active in politics and stuff, and he probably doesn't want to have anything to do with it, so that's it.
Yeah, well, whatever the reason, their wish will be granted shortly. 30 years, long time.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Let's see. What else was I going to do? I forget. Oh, yeah. Things we need to know so we don't sound stupid today. NBC's coverage of the NFL season opener between Green Bay and the Bears attracted highest viewership of an opening game in 3 years, drawing 16% more viewers than last year. Billy Bush began his return to TV yesterday as the host of the new Extra Entertainment News Show. Another short person with a job. What can I say?
Well, they look tall on television, you know.
Trust me, he's about 5'8". Pretty short. All is right with the world as Alex Trebek in Jeopardy returned to our TV last night. Its 36th season. Apple unveils their latest iPhone today. The release of their latest software, iOS 13, is due any day. Next month, Target is going to roll out a customer loyalty program called Target Circle, something like earning 1% back on all purchases and getting a 5% discount on your birthday. Here's an idea. Why don't you mark everything down 1%?
Yeah.
Then we don't have to go to all this trouble. If you had your heart set on a Chrysler Volt,
Chevy Volt.
I'm sorry, Chevy Volt. What did I say, Chrysler?
Yeah, Chrysler. Yeah, their stuff burns up in the driveway. You don't want to buy a Chrysler. You want to buy a Chevy Volt because they burn up on the highway.
Well, if you had your heart on the Chevy Volt, been eyeing a Toyota Prius C, always wanted a Buick LaCrosse or Cadillac ATS, all those models have been declared dead, and remaining inventory is all that is left.
Well, if you want a Prius, you can see Matt. He's got one to sell you.
He's trying to sell his.
He should. I don't know.
Fall is still over a week away, but the Hallmark Channel is already showing off their new fall movies. Maybe that can keep you cool. I don't know. Because we're going to have this crappy weather until October, I hate to tell you. Well into October.
You're just a bundle of joy this morning.
Just tell it like it is every year. Because the Seahawks Stadium could get so loud during games, the team has actually opened up a sensory room for fans with autism and sensory challenges who get overwhelmed. Kevin Hart is walking again, but said to be in a lot of pain after the car accident Labor Day weekend. You think?
I guess so, yeah.
A study says fewer women are getting married today because of a shortage of economically attractive men. In other words, they don't want to work.
Yeah, they don't have a fat wallet, right? So they aren't attractive. Stuff some money in their pocket, and all of a sudden they start looking real good.
The guys in the basements are still going to be weird and still in the basement. Study says college students are using pot at the highest rate in 35 years.
That's bad.
You know, I watched the show, I think it was called Dating, where these guys and girls went out on a first date. And the one I watched, the guy was very GQ. He wasn't overly handsome, but he was a nice-looking fella. Lean, not overly muscular and all that crap. And had a good personality, went out on a date, went out on several dates, as a matter of fact, with people I guess the TV show set up.
Oh, yes,
and
of course. Yeah.
all the women had different personalities, and he could conform to their personality pretty well and get along for the date anyway. But he really didn't find anything that he was interested in.
Not amongst the aspiring actresses.
No.
Okay.
The survey says 22% of seniors talk to 3 or more or fewer people every week.
Okay.
Last Man Standing actress Molly McCrook married Broadway actor John Krause over the weekend in California. If you're saying which one is she, she's the middle daughter, the new middle daughter. They had one with black hair. Now this one has blonde hair. She's the one with blonde hair.
Oh, shit, okay.
Kansas, South Carolina, and Nevada Republican parties all have announced they're not going to be holding primary elections in those states, and all of their delegates will be going to Donald Trump.
Oh, poor old Sanford. I guess he'll have to take a hike down the Appalachian Trail and ponder that one.
Why do you say that?
Well, that's what he said he was doing when he took a hike or something. To ponder life when he was
talking about the guy running against Trump.
Yeah, that's Sanford. I guess he had the big to-do with cheating on his wife and
he said he was going down the Appalachian Trail to become one with nature.
Yeah.
When in fact he was in Argentina, was it?
Yeah, with his wife,
with his girlfriend.
Yeah, not his wife. His
some Argentina beauty.
Right.
Left his wife and children behind.
Yeah, he needs to hit the Appalachian Trail. Maybe he'll find a bear.
After about 90 minutes, this is today's impossible question. After about 90 minutes, people lose their patience on this. What is it? Left lane lovers.
I have no good 90 seconds.
I lose in 90 seconds, yeah.
I don't know. They lose their patience. I lose my patience daily, period. So I have no clue what might be.
Response to an important email.
Oh, okay. All right, well.
From the Did You Know category, 18% of people say clearing your throat is the most annoying sound ever.
No, it isn't. Hardly. I mean, unless you're repetitively doing it. You know, any repetitive noise will set you off. But no, I don't think that's the most.
I would say somebody accidentally passing gas because you know it's coming.
That would be on the list, yeah, you know.
In a recent survey, 42% of teenagers claim they can do this while blindfolded. So many things can fit in that blank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Text
blindfolded. Is that a skill? Is that a skill set? Hey, you little clowns, why don't you go figure out and join the military and learn how to put your M16 together blindfolded? Jesus.
There you go.
Do something useful.
Do they make you learn that?
Yeah, sure.
Do they?
Well, for me, what is it, an M4 now? They don't have M16s. And it was a 45 for me. It wasn't a whatever they use now. So, you know.
76% of advertisement during major televised sporting events promote this.
I don't know.
Junk food.
Junk food. Okay. Doritos. Cheetos.
If men have daughters, they make better life choices. You have a daughter.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I stayed in the Marine Corps. I'm not sure that was the smart thing to do. Don't know if I made any better choices or not.
Yeah, it was a good choice.
Yeah, okay.
You get to leave and be able to retire and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Pretty good place to be in.
Maybe.
But you paid the price to get there. Recent research shows in order to keep the peace, almost half of parents will let their kids do this.
Watch television. I don't know.
Eat an unhealthy breakfast.
Eat unhealthy breakfast in order to keep the peace. Okay.
Yeah, eat your cereal. Study shows only 11% of us go to grocery shopping on Wednesdays. Researchers have found that a daytime nap can improve long-term memory, especially for people learning more than one skill a day.
A midday nap. All right, I'll start.
They had that on the news last night about that a nap 3 times a week, more than 3 didn't help, more. But a nap at least 3 times a week did wonders for it improved your heart condition and everything else by 45%.
Well, we had a general back in the day. I won't mention his name. I don't think anybody know who he was. But in his command, during lunch, there were 3 activities that you could engage in. Other than all the other stuff, going to the PX, haircuts and stuff. He didn't want to hear it. That was after scheduled hours stuff. During lunchtime, you could go PT, physical training, go run or go to the gym. You could read a book, and the book better be military studies, or you could take a nap.
There you go.
If he caught you napping at your desk during lunchtime, he would just quietly walk by and wouldn't say a word.
So he didn't give you a place to hit your rack.
Oh, well, no. I mean,
you nap.
No, you don't go run home and lie down. Well, literally, yeah. There are some people would have their, their little
cots,
mattress or whatever. Because you always had your gear and your 782 gear, your backpack and all that. So you'd have your Alice pack and your roll and your ground mat, and you could put your ground mat down on the floor and sack out for an hour.
Researchers have found, we did that. All right, if you're average, you'll spend about 2 weeks of your lifetime kissing. 15 days to be exact.
Okay.
Well, I could think of worse things.
Yeah, I suppose. Right.
All right. Let's see. 8:44. Let's move on into rim shots this morning and see how we fare with those as we present our best chance of getting you to smile this morning. And the Colonel is our barometer of that.
Oh, okay.
60-minute host. Let me clean up a couple of things off my desktop. 60-minute host Steve Croft is stepping down. Mr. Steve Croft, I cheated on my wife, Croft.
I never knew he stepped up. I have no clue who he is. I haven't watched 60 Minutes in probably 15 years.
Anyway, he's doing it not by choice. He hit the mandatory 60-minute retirement age of 197.
Yeah, I was going to say.
CBS used to have that mandatory retirement at 65.
Right. Well, yeah, a lot of places did.
It's bad when one day you're 64 and one day from your 65th birthday and you can work just fine. But when you hit your 65th birthday, then all of a sudden the network doesn't want you anymore.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of jobs out there that shouldn't be mandatory retirement. I mean, that's
one way we got rid of Dan Rather. He had the mandatory retire.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you have a blithering idiot lying sack of whatever.
Yeah. Insiders say Kevin Hart is starting to recover from a car crash. At least, I think that's what they mean when they say he's taking baby steps. Lifetime released a trailer for its college admissions scandal movie. It's their first project about Lori Loughlin instead of starring Lori Loughlin. A-Rod sold his Hollywood mansion for $4.4 million. The home has 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and 8,000 mirrors. The Cleveland Browns receiver Odell Beckham Jr. broke an NFL rule when he wore a watch during the Browns' loss to the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. And unlike his quarterback, Baker Mayfield, the watch was super accurate.
That game I did watch, and that was terrible game. And old Beckham, I didn't notice he had a watch on. Yeah, did he?
I guess he did.
They just put that on there for the joke. But yeah, Mayfield was bad, and the Browns are bad.
73-year-old Indian woman gave birth to twins. 73. The good thing about becoming a mom at that age, you don't have to lift them high to breastfeed.
Oh, man.
Sleeping too much increases your risk of heart disease. It's the difference between sleeping and napping, by the way.
Yeah. Well, how many hours a night do they say we should sleep? 6, 7, or 8?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But sleeping too little increases your risk of watching Jimmy Fallon. My point? Go to bed. And a new study found that smelling a lemon can make people feel slim. So finally, some good news for Fiat owners. And Kate Middleton dyed her hair blonde, but Meghan Markle sneezed, so that's all anyone is talking about, of course.
I don't get it with all this royalty garbage.
Did you hear that the Royal Duchess sneezed?
No.
Yes, I heard it was quite intense.
Well, why anybody cares about any of that stuff over here is beyond me.
I don't.
You know, are we looking for royalty over here? Do they want to have a king or something?
Well, we have a royalty. The Kennedys, the Clintons.
Yeah, you're right there.
The Obamas, all royalty. You know, they live on their 32-acre estate
compound
on the beach after buying a $15 million home.
Yeah, the Kennedy compound. Well, that was laughable. Obama buys a compound up there on Martha's Vineyard. Was that where it was?
When he should be worried about it getting flooded by the global warming.
Well, that's just it. Because he's there, the water will go around.
That's right.
You know, it won't.
It's just something to walk on every morning.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, good look. A forest to walk through. Of water. You'll love it, honey.
Well, he did grow up in Hawaii, so he wants to be near the water. Smoking dope. I mean, he'll walk. That's the only reason he'll be able to walk on it. It'll be so high. So.
Yeah. All right, 8:50, 50 past the hour. Let's educate ourselves a little bit this morning with our random facts.
And now it's time for
Random facts.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, a random facts for today. It may be a spare if we're good. Almost 1 in 4 Uber drivers in the U.S. are over 50. The most common noun in the English language is time. The runners-up are person, year, way, and day. There were Olympic medals for architecture in 1912 and 1948.
Really? Architecture?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we should get SFLA to put in for that one.
There you
I'm
go.
sure they'd get a gold medal.
Potatoes were illegal in France from 1748 to 1772 because the government thought they were poisonous.
Really?
And the strongest creature alive is gonorrhea.
Oh.
It can pull 100,000 times its body weight.
Okay.
And that, my friends, is your random facts for this Tuesday. You know, we were talking about the nap thing. I got the real story here. If I got a sneeze coming on. If you take a quick nap under your desk today and your boss catches you, tell them you're not being lazy, you're being healthy. According to a new study out of Switzerland, taking naps is actually good for your heart. The researchers found that people who took 1 of 2 naps a week had a lower rate of heart disease and stroke than people who never took naps. Why? Well, basically, none of us get enough sleep, and naps are a good way to catch up a little bit, which is good for your heart. Plus, they reduce your stress, which has a similar effect.
Well, there it is. So all you people that like to take naps in the afternoon, you're okay. No need to feel guilty.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something like quick for the Colonel.
Just for me.
Oh, yeah, it's our measurement of testosterone and estrogen. All right, here we go. This is questions that for men that real women should know the answer to. Which of the following is not one of the Lego brands? Is it Stephanie, Emma, or Stacy?
Not one of the Lego friends?
Yeah.
I have no clue what that even is, Lego friends. You talking about Legos as in the toy Legos, or is that a TV show? Or
I think it's a movie or the Legos themselves.
Well, I have no clue. The second one, I'll just guess. This is a guess. Number 2. So if that's right, it was a complete guess.
Is that right, boys? We got the buzzer part. There you go. No, it was Stacy.
Stacy. All right. Well.
In cooking, what is the common term for solid fat?
The common term for solid fat?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. You know what?
Is it gluten, shortening, or cholesterol?
Shortening.
It is shortening. What TV show features a trio of siblings known as the Big Three?
Are those the Lego sisters or something? I don't know.
Is it Girls, This Is Us, or Dance Moms?
Dance Moms.
Oh, sorry. You only get.
No, you're not.
You only get 1 point out of the estrogen crowd.
Oh, dear. Well,
that's not bad if you're a man. Now, these are questions for women that real men know the answer to.
Okay.
Like I say, you get double points if you don't need the multiple choice. What are the bits of data that track your internet surfing habits called?
Oh, geez. Give me the distractor. I know what it is. I just can't think of it off the top of my head.
Is it bytes, cookies, or browsers?
Cookies.
Cookies.
Yeah.
That's right. If you got a 5.1 surround sound system, what does the 0.1 refer to?
I don't know.
Is it the subwoofer, the number of amplifiers required, or the number of speakers input?
No, it's not speakers, so it's woofers or whatever.
Woofers is correct.
Woofers, yeah.
All right, you got 2 points. Already that's a good balance.
I was lucky on that woofer.
And in 1962, what 1962 film was the first to feature Sean Connery, or as James Bond, Agent 007?
Oh, geez, 62. What was the first one? Oh, man, it wasn't Thunderball. It was...
Was it Goldfinger, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, or Dr. No?
Dr. No.
Ding! 3 out of 3, so you're in strong testosterone balance.
There's been so many James Bond movies now, I can't keep any of them in order.
Something like 38 or 6 or something.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, yeah, I can't keep them all straight.
Getting crazy. Anyway, you did a 3-to-1 job on that, so you are very much in tune to being a real man. All right, now we'll see how smart you are.
Oh, good.
The following questions come from standard 5th grade curriculum in the U.S. Answer 4 out of 5, or you ain't got the sense of a 5th grader. When magma or lava cools, what type of rock is formed? Is it metamorphic, igneous, or volcanic?
Well, volcanic. That would be the obvious guess.
No, it's igneous.
Igneous rock. Yeah, I don't remember all that stuff.
Which verb in all its forms is always a linking verb?
Oh, no. They're hitting me up here. God. Linking verb.
Is it to be, to see, or to believe?
Oh, good. We're out of time.
It was to be or not. So it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9, for a Hump Day Wednesday, plus an extended edition of the Zoom All Zone. And don't forget, millions to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves. because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. About 68% of your dollars will stay here when you give them first crack at your spending dollars, because it'll roll over and create jobs for all of us. And don't forget, millions of Americans, they have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the Leader Man and Nick and Coke the Dog will all see you at 2 this afternoon at the Hot Steamy Dog Park.
When I come